Alrighty, well hey guys, what is up? It's MadGaming49 and today I'm coming at you with another video. Today, as you can see from the gameplay right in front of you, we are playing some Call of Duty Black Ops 4 multiplayer beta. Recently the beta has just came out this past weekend for August the 3rd through, if I do believe so, August the 6th. And right now I got my hands on the game. I went ahead and reached the level cap for the first weekend, which is 34 and all that good stuff. But for now, as you can see from the title, I'm going to be explaining to you the Specialist Battery. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. Alrighty, so one of the first things I wanted to talk about Battery is she is one of the specialists returning from Black Ops 3. So you can pretty much say that this Battery is a precursor to the one that we see in Black Ops 4 or Black Ops 3, excuse me, because in Black Ops 3 is very futuristic, whereas Black Ops 4 is somewhat in the near future. So of course, with that being said, she does retain her signature war machine from Black Ops 3, as well as getting a new type of special equipment, which is the cluster grenade. So first off, we're going to be of course talking about the cluster grenade. I mentioned this earlier in my other video, but how she throws the cluster grenade is one of the things that might get you, and one of the things that you might just have to watch out for. Realistically, when she throws it, wherever you do point, you just have to be careful because it doesn't go as far as you think it will. So usually, just to counteract that, you just want to go ahead and aim higher, or just aim higher or just do the jump shot, of course, that little jump throw. But other than that, the cluster grenade is one of the new things that we've seen here in Call of Duty. Of course, right now, of course, with the cluster grenade, you're able to throw it, and of course, it is a sticky that sticks onto any surface, and you're able to, and it explodes right then and there. That explosion leads to even smaller explosions. One of the cool things that, if you guys remember back in Black Ops 3, that's what the war machines, those little grenades did. They blew up and of course exploded into little mini grenades. They still bounce everywhere, so it is different from the cluster grenade, but it's kind of cool to see how this is like an early type of concept. The cluster grenade leads into just one of the grenades that she's able to put inside her war machine. That being said, with the cluster grenade, it's just one of those things that you want to go ahead and using if you wanted to clear out an area, as such as how Battery is. If you know that multiple people are capturing B at a time, or of course if some people are capturing the hardpoint objective, or you know somebody's going to be running past and let's say capture the flag or flanking around in team deathmatch, you can go ahead and throw a grenade, get some initial damage, and of course the smaller grenades will help do some extra damage. One of the things that I just wanted to go ahead and also say as well is that you would have to be careful with the cluster grenade, because you do take damage from it as from any normal Call of Duty. If you are throwing the grenade and you run into it, you will take damage from the smaller ones. So I would just suggest you watch out for that. I haven't seen too much of close range damage if you're near the first initial blast, but of course I'm pretty sure you will. Just go ahead and be careful with that. You just want to go ahead and throw that thing as far as you can, and of course towards an objective. As you can see in the gameplay, I really couldn't do much with the grenade because it's kind of a one-time thing use if you know that they're going to be on the objective, or if you can try to sticky someone, or if you just maybe even throw it better than me. So honestly, I'm pretty sure you guys can do that. I'm not too skilled with grenades. I'm a little bit more gun skill in that aspect, and of course map awareness. Enough being said about that. The next thing we can move on to is, of course, again returning from Black Ops 3, is the war machine that Battery uses. This time around, it is just a simple grenade launcher. All you need to do is just activate it with L1 and R1, or of course whichever console you're on, or even on PC. Go ahead and activate it, and you have a bunch of grenades that you can go ahead and use to either clear out an objective. As you can see in this gameplay, I went ahead and cleared out an area on hardpoint in one of the seaside maps. I think, if I remember what that was called. But yes, it was one of the cool things that you're able to do by helping your team gain that upper hand. It was honestly it's a real cool thing to use, of course, because you're able to get some multiple kills, get some pretty crazy kill cams, and of course just getting that feed if you guys want to go ahead and get for that play of the game or for that special match. I'm not too sure what they're calling it this time around. But of course, I do see it being used, of course, in the hardpoint objective. You want to go ahead and clear out the arena. I do know that the specialists are coming back this time around, as it was competitively back in Black Ops 3. So we'll just have to wait and see. These do feel like they do a little bit more damage because, of course, with the new health system up to 150, you might need one or more. But if those explosives do higher damages, then of course, especially if they're not bouncing like the ones in Black Ops 3, then you're getting some pretty mad kills if you are being very careful and throwing those everywhere. Alrighty, so pros of Battery that I wanted to go ahead and talk about is really everything that she's able to use explosively wise. Right now, I'm not too sure if they are planning to put in a flak jacket into the game, but right now, of course, you can't really take away from anything from Battery. Like if you are in front of her grenade, next to her grenade, or anything, explosive do seem prominent in this game, so you're pretty much dead, or you're going to take some massive amount of damage from either of those explosives, whether it be the cluster grenade or the war machine grenades that hit you. In some of the gameplay that you can see from the war machine, still does some damage, still able to take people out with one grenade, or even just at least get some damage on them. But of course, right now, since as I mentioned earlier, there is no flak jacket in the game as of right now for the Weekend 1 beta, and hopefully we might see it in the Weekend 2 beta. We're still not too sure. Just wanted to go ahead and reiterate again that this is a beta. Things are subject to change, but I just wanted to go ahead and let you know what exactly is going on, because it is a beta. It will be great to see what changes right from now until the full game is released, so we can go ahead and compare and contrast. And of course, if more information does become available, I can go ahead and update you guys with it. Okay, moving on, I was going to move on into the cons. The only cons that I had for Battery were really just how you're able to take damage yourself. If you want to be able to run onto the objective, let's say on the B objective, you really have to go ahead and be careful if you're going to be defending it with the grenade launcher. I do know it happened to me a couple of times, and more often than I like to think, is where you think you're behind something and you think you're able to shoulder peek in the game, if you're able just to peek out just for a second just to launch the grenade. Nope, in matter of fact, you just bounce that grenade on the wall and you just end up killing yourself. I would just be careful with that. That's kind of one of the frustrating things with it. Same thing with the cluster grenades. If you're throw it onto the B flag or onto a hard point and you want to capture it after, just make sure you be careful with those grenades, because they are going to do at least some damage, and you don't want to be weak in a gunfight, at least here in Black Ops 4. Another con that I could see, which is really a beta issue, I don't know if they might release it in the full game, or fix it, I mean in the full game, just like they did in Black Ops 3, is where if you don't get to use it at all, is you literally just get out your war machine and then you immediately die, and of course you just lose it. Hopefully they fix that in the full game. I haven't really seen that be too prominent in the other specialists, especially since I guess they're a little bit more easier to acquire. But I did see it with Battery. You just do have to be careful with that, because it happened to me a couple of times where you just pull it out, and of course you die straight away, and the whole meter that you see at the bottom of the screen just resets. So hopefully beta issue, it'll get it fixed into next weekend or or the full release of the game. Moving on, of course, into the next category, I do have the game modes, like the game modes that we do have in Black Ops 4. Of course, Battery seems to be that objective player. As I mentioned, right now you just want to be going ahead and using Battery, whether it be getting kills offensively in team deathmatch or kill confirm, or playing the objective or clearing people off the objective in hardpoint and domination. Battery seems pretty both well balanced on both sides. You can go offensively or defensively. Either way, you're using that to go on the offense. You want to be able to get some kills, deny some of the time for your enemies to get the objective, or just getting more kills in general so you could win the match. That's one of the cool things about Battery, really both balanced in both of those categories, and there's really not much I can else say to it except go out and try it yourself. Battery is a really good character, and I'm pretty sure as more game modes get released, I'm pretty sure Battery might be one of those characters that will be picked off straight away whether it be competitive or whether it be just regular public matches. Overall, Battery is a useful specialist that we do have in Black Ops 4. Always ranging from the strong explosives that she has all the way from the special equipment that she has. Right now they're both really valuable options if you do have the gun skill and knowledge on how to use them and when to use them, of course. You just have to go ahead and be careful with that. But other than that, Battery seems that she'll be picked the majority of the times, whether it would be a public match or a competitive match, just because it's valuable on the objective, valuable for getting kills or delaying times for people trying to get to you. It's overall a really balanced character. Right now the only improvements that I could see they're doing is maybe just lessening the grenade damage. Hopefully they don't do too much of that, of course, until the full release. But other than that, Battery, real balanced character. Can't wait to see what else they do in the future with her. Anyway guys, that will be it for today's video. I want to thank you guys again for watching the video. If you did enjoy, make sure you leave a like, you comment, and subscribe if you want to see more of my content in the future. And as always, I'll catch you guys in the next video.